Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Over-Under live right here on 1252 Sports and the Sports Web. Peter, how are you tonight?
Doing great, buddy. How you doing?
I'm just excited.
I'm very excited. I'm so excited. There's been so much exciting news to talk about here in the Tampa Bay area, worldwide. Of course, everybody talking about the Oscars. And plus, it's April Fool's Day, so all the...
Keep my name out
your mouth. That's right. I'm gonna... And then I'll tell you right now.
I just wanted to say hello, everybody. It's going to be a short, so deuces. Have a good night.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
I'm kidding you.
that mail beforehand.
At the bottom of the screen, if you want to be live and interactive, you can dial and call us up live on air. We'll go ahead and answer any question that you like. You can dial 727-320-5866. It's 727-320-5866. I'm your host, Harry the Greek, alongside with Mr. Peter Blake, live here on 1252 Sports as well as Sports Web. Welcome to the Over-Under, Peter. I don't know if I could actually, contain the excitement that I have with the Chicago White Sox and the move that they made this week. I couldn't pronounce, nor could I care less who the outfielder is that they got, but they got rid of Craig Kimbrell. What a stiff this guy is.
Well, he definitely has not lived up to the expectations that were put out there, right? He has not.
One great Mr. Roberto Hernandez said it best.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can quote it, but, he'll forgive me later. I can always repeat something. I could ask for forgiveness later.
Sure.
He said, he pitches really well in the National League. He says, but he's really bad in the American League.
Well, that's not a good thing. That's not necessarily a good thing, especially when you play for an American League team.
Without question.
He'll be with the Dodgers now. So Dodgers loading up again, trying to win another World Series, I guess.
If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and post them in the chat board. We will go ahead and read it live. Do me a favor. And do us a favor, because this is how we grow organically. Take a moment, hit the like button. Put this on your timeline on Facebook or share it on YouTube. Share it everywhere. Let them know about the over-under. What do you say, Pete?
Absolutely. Share it as much as you can. Share, like, follow 1252, follow the Sports Web.
And write live to the comments. Mr. Roger Shue starts it out today. Play the Opa Funk.
Opa.
Christopher Cole says, hey, Greek and the Pete.
There you go. Hey, what's going on, Christopher Cole?
What, Chris? I would have absolutely loved it if you would have said, what's up with the Greek and a little Pete?
I got your little Pete right here.
Roger
Don't make me go Will Smith on you, okay?
White Sox sucks.
Well, that's your boy, Roger, right there.
Off with his head.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. Where are the sound effects when we need it?
It looks like the Tampa Bay Lightning are beating the Chicago Blackhawks right now. 4-2.
4-2. Yeah, 4-2 right now. They got out to a quick lead there, 2-0.
The Blackhawks couldn't win 2 games if they played them 10 straight.
Well, I tell you right now, they came back in that first period to tie it up, but the Lightning scored two in that second period. Now it's 4-2.
I predicted the score is going to be 6-3 final.
I think you're right. I think you could be right about it.
4-2.
They're a very young team. That would be the Blackhawks. So
Roger Shue says WrestleMania weekend, baby.
Yes, WrestleMania. You like WrestleMania? Are you a wrestling fan?
No.
No, why not?
don't know.
You no favorite WrestleMania moments at all? No favorite wrestlers in the history of the sport?
No.
You know The Undertaker is going into the Hall of Fame, right?
Who?
The Undertaker.
Who's he?
The dead man.
I have no
The American
idea.
Badass.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but I do have some questions for you, Pete.
All right, what's the questions?
And I would really love to know the opinions of some of the people that are out there as well.
Okay.
We're going to do a little over-under.
Oh, we are?
What kind of show is this?
I have no idea what kind of show it is.
It's the over-under. So we're going to talk over-under.
We're going to talk gambling. NFL. That's what we do.
Just a smidge.
Just a little bit. That's what we do. Talk about breaking news during the week.
Buffalo Bills. Their over and under for total wins are 11.5. Who do you like and why?
I like the over with the Buffalo Bills. I think that division is getting better, but the Buffalo Bills,
even with the Miami Dolphins and what they've done.
Yes, because you got Josh Allen, who's one of the top quarterbacks in the league, one of the top young quarterbacks in the league, and then on top of it, defensively, you add Von Miller for $20 million a year, and he's absolutely worth it. Did you see Miller last year with the Rams?
Yeah, he was hardly played, though. And then all of a sudden, he just turned it on in the playoffs. But look, man, I love Von Miller.
Right.
And my Super Bowl prediction from the beginning part of the year actually come to fruition. That was prior to Von Miller coming.
Mm-hmm.
That was prior to a couple of other players actually coming to this team.
Sure.
I'm going to say under with Buffalo. I'm going to tell you what, they made a lot of acquisitions. And I have a very strong feeling, I mean, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure that's not heartburn or gas?
Well, it's kind of. I mean,
okay.
If we were talking about the Bears, I'd be like stroking out right here.
He's
okay.
Stroking out.
I mean, but let's just be real. No, I think this team's going to be a little bit more pedestrian this year. I really do.
Right.
They're going to miss their offensive coordinator and Brian Daboll.
They probably are, but you still have Josh Allen.
And they're not going to have Mitch Trubisky, giving Josh Allen that solid advice.
That's what it was last year, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, that defense has improved. I'll tell you right now, the AFC is loaded, but one of those teams that is up in the upper echelon, if you will, of that conference would be the Buffalo Bills. So I would say 12 to 13 wins is realistic. Anything less?
I'm going to say under. I'm telling you now, for some reason, I think this team's going to be a little bit more pedestrian than you think.
They play in one of the worst divisions, in my opinion. I don't care what anybody says about the Miami Dolphins. You can have all the weapons.
Stacked.
You can have all the weapons you want to, but at the end of the day,
Jets are up and coming, bro.
The Jets. Until the Jets do something, let's not.
They're up and coming.
Let's not go overboard here. And then, of course, who else do you have in that division? The Patriots, who have done absolutely nothing in this offseason.
They're done.
They have done nothing to make themselves better.
This will be Bill Belichick's last year as a head coach in a national.
You're making my point for me.
Right.
They play in one of the worst divisions out there. I like Buffalo in the over.
Okay.
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You're Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes.
Their total over and under is 11.5.
Yes.
Over or under, and why?
Over. They play in one of the worst divisions also in football.
No, they play in the worst division.
NFC South with the Saints. I get it. They have Jameis Winston back. They have been their biggest competition. You have Carolina, who really doesn't have a quarterback at this juncture. You have Atlanta. You have Tom Brady coming back. The core pieces are back.
If Andy Dalton gets the starts by midway of the season, the New Orleans Saints win that division.
Yeah, sure they do. Andy friggin' Dalton.
Someone's going to have a stroke here.
Andy Dalton.
I want to give a shout out to my peeps around the Tampa Bay area and throughout Chicago as well. And little Leo, I know you're watching, so we're not going to say the word shit here too much. Okay, I promise. Did I say that?
Yes, you did. Cheers.
Leo, to you. He made me do it. He said,
no, I did not do it. Leo is at the hockey game right now. You took advantage of it. He's at the Chicago Black Sox.
Leo, we love
This is not alcohol, by the way. This is 7-Up, okay? You want some proof? Here you go. I got nothing in it right there.
It's not 7-Up. There's nothing in this.
After some of these calls in Texas by Roger Shue.
There's nothing in this.
There's nothing in you at all. I'm gonna Will Smith you right now if you keep it up.
I want to say thanks to Mr. Fat Mike of 1252 Sports allowing me to put my show on this platform. I'm having a blast every single time I'm on. I'm sorry I haven't been as consistent as I have been.
It's all about the family.
It really is. And talking about family, I'd like to take a moment. And I just want to dedicate this show and this evening to my father, my late father. It was 10 years ago today. And it was about this time in the evening when he had left us. Great man, absolute great man. I love my dad. I'm not going to get emotional on here, but I miss him very much. He was just he was my rock. You know, I'd love to say that about my wife, great woman, the whole 9 yards.
Sure.
But what made me the person I am today was my father, extraordinary person. And Mom, I know you watch the show once in a while, but I love you. But you're both part of it. So, you know, when you're gone someday, I'll say that about you. I promise.
That's great. That's awesome.
Anyway, this is for you, Dad. All right, so we got the next game.
Yes. Or the next team. Can I re-explain about the Buccaneers, though?
Sure, absolutely.
BA has retired this week, on into the front office. I think they're going to actually be better now because, they've got their core back. And then on top of it, I think there may have been just a little bit of friction there. And also you're going to have now if there was friction, right, Tom Brady is going to be able to run the offense with Byron Leftwich, which I think he did last year. But I think if there was friction, at the end of the day, there's not going to be any. You got to improve that defense. They get the core back. You sign a veteran presence like a Logan Ryan, which is coming under the radar at this point. You got to get back Sue. You got to get back Gronk. They still have some questions, but I definitely think the division they play in and the NFC.
It's over 11.5.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's not for those reasons, just because they're in a weak division, because they have a better head coach.
Well, okay.
Okay, and that's just my opinion. They have a better head coach. And forget about the fact that I personally believe where there's smoke, there's fire.
Sure.
I don't personally believe it. I know that to be factual.
Well, look.
Okay, that's the problem. And everybody's trying. Look, Tom Brady's no different than what Michael Jordan was. He's a coach killer.
Mm-hmm.
Let me explain something to you. Jesus Christ could be the head coach. Okay?
Yes.
And if Tom Brady or Michael Jordan didn't want him, they'd fire him. I'm only kidding. Maybe not Jesus.
Well, I've said there could be some friction. I didn't say there was. Everybody just assumes that the reason why BA went to the front office is because there was friction. I'm not. Well, and here's the thing. This guy right here, Roger Shoe, says BA stinks. He's a 2-time coach of the year. He won a Super Bowl in his second year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. People want to give just Tom Brady credit. It's disappointing to me, and I don't know why there's so many fans out there that hate on BA.
I'm going to tell you why. You know, why? I'm not going to make this a Tampa show.
Right, but that's okay.
You know, even though we have the Sports Web and we're live there, but look, there's a reason why people don't really particularly care for BA, because people that watch the game, not from being in a fan perspective, and that's not disrespect to you. That's not disrespect to anybody that follows this team.
Okay.
You even seen it yourself. Run the friggin' football. They refuse to run it.
I agree.
Okay. But he means it. He invented. You think that Jerry Glanville was the chuck and duck?
Okay? Run and shoot offense?
The run and shoot, chuck and duck 24/7.
Yeah.
They mean it when they say risk it, no biscuit. I mean, this team has zero capabilities of wanting, not zero cap. They just refuse to run the football.
Well, how much of that was BA? How much of that was Tom Brady?
That was Bruce Arians.
We don't know.
You're going to find out this year. Okay. This team's going to run the football.
I hope they do.
You have a defensive-minded coach in here and a Todd Bowles who's going to give it to Byron Leftwich, and he's going to leave that offense alone.
Sure.
And he's going to allow Tom Brady and Byron Leftwich to go ahead and mold that package together, and you're going to see a lot more running and a lot more passes out of the backfield.
And I like that. I like when their offense is like that, because that's what it was the second half of the year. But to say, you know, Roger, BA stinks, and I get it, you're a Chicago Bear fan. He doesn't. He's a 2-time coach of the year. He's going into the Ring of Honor, the Bucs Ring of Honor.
You know, no. But he's not.
There's a lot of people who have disagreements about the way he runs his offense, but his offense was, you know, for the Bucs, relatively productive in the top 10 the last couple of years. So let's.
What, they could be top 5.
Right.
It don't make a
difference.
But you
don't have the balance.
You don't run the football. When you don't have that balance, that's the difference. But what happened in the Super Bowl? The one that they won. He didn't throw for 200 yards, Peter.
No.
And
threw for 199. And he ran the ball more than he passed the ball. I agree.
And they played defense. And then now that you have a defensive-minded head coach, trust me when I tell you.
You got to stay healthy, though. They weren't able to stay healthy. So I don't want to make this a Bucs show.
Let's move on.
Yes.
The Green Bay Packers, total 11.5.
You know, to me, I don't know how you could be better without Devontae Adams, but that division overall, right? I mean, you have the Minnesota Vikings, you have the Bears, and the Lions. They're probably going to be a little bit over but I don't think they're going to be any better than they were last year. I could see them taking a step back. In fact, if
I
there's
think
anybody
they're
that
take
could
a step back, and I think Minnesota could take a run at the division.
absolutely.
I don't think Chicago is going to be there yet. I don't like what I see in the offseason. I think this team is in worse shape than it was 2 years ago,
Right.
in my opinion. But then again, I'll expound a little bit more on that opinion when the regular season hits and I watch a couple of games, and I can tell you exactly what's happening with that. So do you like over or under with the Packers? Because I like the under.
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with the under on this. I'm going to go with the under. I am.
How about the Dallas Cowboys? 10.5.
I'll go with the over. But the problem with the Dallas Cowboys, they have so much potential, but again, they play in what? The NFC East. That division is not good either. I mean, the NFC overall is not a very good conference right now. There's a couple teams.
Philadelphia is going to be a really strong team this year. I think
you really like Philadelphia and Jalen Hurts.
I don't know if they're going to win the division, but I think Jalen Hurts is going to have another year under his belt. I think he's going to be a little bit better at sitting and reading defenses to throw the football and not rely on his legs as much.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Giants are going to take a step back this year. I think the Washington
Commanders.
The Commandos, the Commanders.
Which are in hot water off the field now. Just crazy.
Oh boy.
Who's this?
He's not going to like this at all. This guy's not going to wish that he called into the show today. How you doing, Stan?
Oh, no, I ain't on the air.
Oh, you are live
Stan.
on here. Everybody, this is my gambling partner. He has no clue that he's calling into the show live, but this is good. Stan, I got a couple of questions for you, actually. You got a second?
Yeah, sure.
We were talking.
Vodka, because I can answer those.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're in big trouble.
What kind of vodka are you drinking this evening?
Sky. It's the best vodka for the money. $20 a bottle. It's smooth as silk.
That sounds great. All right. I had some over-under questions for you, Stan, and I know you love over-under because God knows you know a little bit about gambling. Shit, you're the one. I'm sorry. Did I curse again? Sorry, Leo. Heck, man, I can't believe him. This is the guy that actually taught me how to gamble from years back. Stan, over or under, 11.5 wins, Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills, 11.5?
Yep.
Over, under?
Yep.
Oh, under for sure.
That's what I said. Next, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, over or under 11.5. And he's from New England, by the way. Huh? Under. Okay. The Green Bay Packers, 11.5. Over or under?
Oh, under.
Okay. The Dallas Cowboys, 10.5. Over or under?
I like over with the Cowboys.
You do like the over with the Cowboys. And you know what, Peter? This is where we left off. So I'm going to ask Stan right here, and then I'm going to ask you. Stan, who do you like, over or under, and why? The Denver Broncos now with a quarterback with Russell Wilson in that real tough division.
What's the over under?
10.5.
Oh, yeah, under. They can't beat the Chiefs. They can't beat the Chargers.
Yep. What do you think, Pete?
I don't know. I'm going to tell you right now, that division is so tough, but you add Russell Wilson to it. You have the pieces on offense. Defensively, you're not too bad. I'm still going to go under because I agree with them.
You got to go under, man.
I think the Chargers, even the Raiders are improved in that division. So it's a bloodbath. So under.
So let's stay in the division with two. What'd you say, Stan?
Who's he going to throw the ball to? They can run, but who's he going to throw it to?
Yeah,
well, they got Jerry Jeudy there. They got Jerry Jeudy. They got Patrick on the outside. I mean, they've got some weapons on that team. They do. So
we're going to stay in that division. We just got rid of the Broncos. The Kansas City Chiefs. Would you believe me if I told you the over or under for this team is only 10.5?
Wow.
Stan, who do you like and why?
I think over for sure.
Definitely. I'm going to say over for sure.
And see, for me, this is one of those cases where I look at the Green Bay Packers, the same type of comparison that you lose your number one wide receiver, you lose a weapon in a Tyreek Hill. So you're putting a lot of pressure on a Patrick Mahomes with the Juju Smith-Schuster and, of course, a Valdez-Scantling. Can he duplicate those type of numbers? I'm going to say under. No, you know what? I'm going to go over because you still have Patrick Mahomes.
And last but not least, the Chargers.
The Chargers.
10.5 wins. So how many teams are going to be 10.5 wins? They can't all have over 10.5 wins.
No.
That's crazy numbers, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
3 teams, 10.5 in the same division.
Wow.
Yep. And we didn't even talk about the Raiders. I don't even want to bring it up. But my question is this: over or under 10.5 for the Chargers, and why, Stan?
I really like the Chargers.
So do I.
I like a lot about them, but that's a tough division. You're hanging 2 L's with the Chiefs. Probably a loss at Denver. That's 3. Who are they playing? What division?
Oh my God, it's the same division.
AFC West.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying what are they playing? What divisions are they playing for their non-conference?
Damn, I don't remember who's the non-conference.
That's a great question that I don't know right now.
You just stumped a Greek.
Well, but you have Justin Herbert there. You got Mike Williams. You got Keenan Allen. And then you added Khalil Mack to the defense of J.C. Jackson. To me, the Chargers
can't stay healthy.
He will stay healthy. The Bears will regret trading a Khalil Mack. They will regret it, yes, because they're going to be able to pair him up with that bookend and Joey Bosa. That defense is going to become dynamite. I like the Chargers to not only go over the 10 wins, but also win that AFC West.
Are you stroked out? I think the beard has choked you.
You need to be stroked out.
God,
if you're not thinking the Chargers are one of the best teams,
I love the Chargers, but how are they ever going to get past the Kansas City Chiefs this year?
Easy. Rush the passer. That's exactly what they got. They got Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. Both of those guys can stay healthy. I get it. It's a big if. And then you added J.C. Jackson. You have Derwin James coming back in the fold healthy. And you have that offense with a young quarterback and a Herbert.
We're going to let Stan finish this one. Stan, who's right here?
I have to go with the Chiefs only because Patrick Mahomes, you can rush him. That's great and all, but he had no offensive line in the Super Bowl. The Bucs were on him in less than 2 seconds on every single play, and he still hit every guy in the hands all over the field. And if they didn't drop balls, they still would have scored 1 million points against the Bucs without an offensive line.
No, they would. No, he's running 497 yards backwards. Now, come on.
Hold on.
He was wounded, and he was still throwing.
Oh, that was
Peter,
a Bucs defense.
Let the intelligent people talk.
Will you shut up and be quiet?
Let the intelligent people talk.
He even said when he came on the phone, he liked the Chargers in this division. Now, come on. I'm telling you.
No, I love the Chargers.
And I'll tell you why you like the Chargers, right? Just because of what I said, but Patrick Mahomes missing out on a Tyreek Hill. I mean, how much of a loss is that?
It's a loss, but still, he stayed back there for so long that there's always open players every play.
All right.
Obviously, he's the best tight end in football.
Trust me, one of the best sports gamblers you will ever meet in your life is the man on the other line.
I love the Chargers. Don't get me wrong.
He's not as hot as the Greek.
But the Chiefs are too good.
Yeah, the Chiefs are too good, Peter. They really are. I mean, as much as we hate them.
I'm ready to take a bet with you guys right now. I'm going to take a bet with you guys right now. A gentleman's bet of $20.
$20.
$20. It's a gentleman. It's a gentleman.
Don't you and I tip $20 when we go out to eat?
I mean, look, we could do a steak bet. We could do $20. The Chargers win that division over the Chiefs.
Stan, you all over that?
In fact, I tell you right now, I'll make another prediction. How about this? You ready for this?
Yes.
The Chargers win that division. The Raiders finish second, and the Chiefs finish third and barely get into the playoffs because of the loss of Tyreek Hill. How about that?
You're really losing it.
Yeah, he really is. That's what I'm thinking.
I get it, but you're losing it.
Are you sure you're not the one that's drinking the Sky vodka?
I am. I'm drinking it right now.
Yeah, sure you are.
I'm drinking it.
One tip about Sky Vodka, and now look, your whole panel's gone crazy. They're all losing it.
Awesome. Love it.
Absolutely.
I like this guy a lot.
No, I love Stan. Stan, be ready for tomorrow. It's going to be a nice day of gambling, sir.
I'm always ready. You know where to find me.
I'm sure it'll be a nice day of gambling. Stan, I appreciate you calling into the over-under. I'll probably hit you up after the show if you don't mind.
Good. Y'all have a good night.
You too, sir. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Look at who just tuned in. Look what the cat dragged in. We got a comment from the man himself.
Who?
Mr. Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. He says Raiders over the Chargers.
I don't see Ray.
Ray's right there.
Oh.
Look at that. Look at all these comments from Roger Shue.
Oh, my God.
Nonsensical stuff, by the way. Leo Ward.
Okay. Non what?
Nonsensical.
Roger Shue says, Pete, Take Sugarfoot in the 6th race. Roger Shoe says Taco Bell is the only place you can get gas for $1.39.
Great job, Roger. I know that you read that joke online. It's been only used like 1,000 times.
You know what?
Great.
I got to say a joke.
Yes.
I think it's pretty fun.
For what? Taco Bell?
No. This one lady, she was 70 years old. She lost her husband. She was she was.
Don't start.
What?
Do not.
It's a good joke.
No, it's not.
It really is.
It's not appropriate for Amped Up Sports.
Oh, okay. That's
okay.
cool.
That's
Sorry
good.
about that.
Yes. Very, very good.
But someone had to ring that doorbell.
Will you shut up and be quiet?
Roger Shoe says, Harry, what you drinking tonight?
We're drinking 7-Up here, bud. Okay.
There's Seagram's ginger ale, but I can't tell you the secret mixer.
There you go.
Here, to your house.
Why didn't do it?
You just got my phone wet.
I hope not.
Yes, you did. Oh, no, you didn't. Roger Shoe says Jada hits harder than Will.
Jeez, that's tough.
I think
she did on the red table there when she told him she was having entanglement.
No, I understand she was getting hit harder, but it wasn't by Will.
Easy.
Christopher Cole says stroking out can mean two things, Harry. LOL.
I hate you guys.
That's Christopher Cole. I didn't do it. He started it.
Stroking out.
He started
He's
it.
right, though. He's absolutely right.
He is. Roger Shoes. Pete finally admitted there was friction. About time.
Okay, well, I said that at the beginning. I said there could have been
there was
friction. I'm not a fly on the wall. But at the end of the day, BA is still a great coach. Let's stop with the nonsense now.
Okay. Roger Shoe says Arian sucked. Roger, I have to agree with you. Roger Shoe says, Harry, thoughts on Ryan Pohl so far? Honestly, I have no thoughts on him. He's done absolutely zilch for this team other than the unload contracts. That's it. So if this is, I'm sure the McCaskies love him. I mean, he's right there with the ownership here of the Tampa Bay Rays. Right now, they're not spending any money. Am I confident? No, we don't even want to go there.
It's a rebuild. It's a full rebuild. They're just tearing it all down.
I'm sorry.
Tearing it all down.
Say it out loud that they're fully rebuilding.
Right.
Okay?
But here's my problem with it, because I'm following Chicago Bears because I'm on 1252. What have you done this year to help out your young quarterback not get killed in his second year?
Absolutely nothing.
So you mean to tell me that if he has a bad year, then guess what? The fans are going to start screaming that he's a bust, and you haven't given him the opportunity to succeed in his second year. Makes no sense at all.
No, it doesn't make any sense at all. Ray Kennedy says Raiders over the Chargers. I could see that, Ray.
With Chandler Jones on the other side and Max Crosby and adding Devontae Adams on offense, I mean, the Raiders mean business also. That's why I said, do not be surprised if it is the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Chiefs finishing third. And you haven't even talked about the Denver Broncos at this point. So honestly, realistically, if you're looking at it from a standpoint of the Chiefs could be the fourth best team in that division with all the moves that the other teams have made. Okay. I'm just, you lose Tyreek Hill. Everybody's like, oh, Patrick Mahomes, you forget.
Do you want me to give you another gummy?
Well, do you remember last year with his struggles, and you're taking away your biggest weapon off your offense, and you're thinking, oh, well,
look, I can see
is
that.
This Moneyball?
Listen, I can see that. But the reason why I'm not going there is because last year, Peter, I thought this team was done.
Mm-hmm.
No, truly, I did. It was around midseason, and I thought this team was done. I thought they regressed. I thought, because I'm the one who's been very, very critical of Patrick Mahomes,
sure,
especially because of his tendencies when he rolls to his right. 28% of the times he's thrown across his bodies. Defensive coordinators are catching up to him. And let's just face it, he's just not as fast as what people think that he is. He can scramble pretty good, and he makes really lucky decisions. There's a big difference. But he proved me wrong.
What did he prove you wrong for?
Because that defense started playing in the second half of the year, and the offense was just starting to catch up to it. And that's why they had so much success. And I think this team got better because you know what? Tyreek Hill, sir, is not a team player.
He may not be a team player, but he's a guy that can absolutely he's a game changer with his speed. So you mean to tell me you can go ahead and get draft picks all you want to, but you're going against the norm right now in the NFL. Teams are trading for players instead of picks.
Yep.
So, to say, well, we're going to get a wide receiver in this draft and it's going to come in and be able to duplicate that production that you lost with the Hill or Juju Smith-Schuster or Valdez-Scantling are going to be able to duplicate that because you have Patrick Mahomes, I think it's a little bit naive and also a little bit dangerous. Because with you saying making a lot of lucky throws, a lot of those lucky throws were to who? Down the field. Hill, you take that out of your offense. That's my point.
No, listen, I agree that Tyreek Hill is a really, really good player.
Sure.
But he was never worth the amount of draft picks. I mean, we're talking as if this guy's like the second coming of Christ, and he's just not. I'm sorry.
But what's the reason why you had to trade him in the first place? Because you signed your quarterback, who's a franchise guy, to $500 million quarterback. That's the reason why, because you want to pay him $40 million a year. And I've continued to say on these various shows, when you sign a quarterback to that much money, it becomes a albatross, if you will. And then your quarterback's not able to take less money, so then you're losing top players. Namely, Aaron Rodgers signed a big-time contract deal. He lost Devontae Adams. Patrick Mahomes signed a big contract deal. He lost Tyreek Hill. Dak Prescott signed a big contract deal. He lost Amari Cooper. That's what it comes down to. You want to sign these guys to their market deals. That's what happens. You're not going to convince me that these offenses are going to be better without these weapons because these kids are going to come in and duplicate that. You know, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase aren't growing on trees at this point.
No, they're not.
Okay, so why do general managers think they can get that? Come on.
Still, I think they gave up too much for him.
Okay, that's certainly possible.
It's not Jerry
certainly
Rice.
Possible.
Seriously, it's not
certainly.
Jerry Rice.
But to that offense, he is Jerry Rice. With the way they use him schematically, the way that Patrick Mahomes improvises.
He's not even a top 5 wide receiver.
And you know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen?
Can you name 5 wide receivers that you would have that are not on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Sure.
Can you name me 5 wide receivers that are better than Tyreek Hill?
Sure you can.
Okay,
but here's the
so you're telling me for the best wide receiver, you're going to get more draft picks?
that offense, what he means to that offense.
No, what he did is they just set a precedence. Just like paying quarterbacks, it's just like paying NFL players. They have now burdened,
they've inflated the market.
Jacksonville
did that with Christian Kirk. I agree.
They really overinflated the market.
I agree with that. But that started with Jacksonville paying a guy who's never had a 1,000-yard receiving season with Christian Kirk. Okay, so that's the way it is. Mike Williams with the Chargers inflated the market. I get that. But the point is, if Mahomes took less money in the long run, he may still have a Tyreek Hill. But what he means to that offense overall, that's my point. He may not be as great as one of the wide receivers in the NFL, but to that offense, he's number 1, period. They're going to take a step back. I'm telling you.
Back to the comments. Ray Kennedy says, meow. I guess maybe one of my kitties were running across.
I think he's just being a cat tonight.
Shout out to Ray Kennedy. I'll tell you what. Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay Ray, one of the best writers. Actually, the best writer that I know here.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. The guy is just an absolute genius when it comes to writing.
Love that guy.
It's about anything, too.
Yep.
It's not just sports related. If you ever have a moment to sit down and have a conversation with him, you would fall in love with him mentally. I'm not kidding you. The guy's just an extraordinary individual.
You love his mind, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely. Roger Shue says, Pete, listen to Harry.
Okay, well, Roger, you could troll on all you want to, but somebody tell me I'm not making any sense at this point.
Roger Shue says 140 million cap space for next year. It's going to end up being more than that.
But you guys are going to stink in the process, so get ready, bud. Are you ready? You got your hat on? You got your rally hat on?
As good as what people are going to think.
They're going to get their quarterback killed at that offensive line isn't healthy this year. They have done nothing to help him out. I don't understand.
Hold on.
This.
They got Lucas Patrick, just as Alan Bratcher says.
Lucas Patrick.
Yeah, Lucas Patrick. Now, they're not going to take – they took him and made him from a guard position. If I'm not mistaken, Alan, I think you'll be a little bit more affluent with this answer, but I believe that they have now earmarked him to be the center for this team.
Okay.
I'm almost positive. And like I said, maybe they're saving this money for cap space for next year.
Who are your wide receivers?
Well, you have Darnell Mooney. They're going to end up with some wide receivers either via the draft or they're going to pick up a couple of players that got let go.
Okay.
That got cut.
Okay.
And I can understand what they're doing from there. Roger Shue says Pete needs gummies.
Well, I don't need any gummies, but you need gummies. If you think that Tyreek Hill is going to improve your offense out of it, I mean, you're out of your mind.
Ray Kennedy says, what about Arians' fast track to the Ring of Honor? Be honest, Peter.
I mean, he deserves it. He won a Super Bowl. He's getting up there in age. There's some health problems. He's won a Super Bowl. He's 2-time coach of the year. Everybody needs to put some respect on this guy's name. Enough of the slander on BA. BA brought the identity to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, whether you like it or not. No risk it, no biscuit. And ever since he's come to this Tampa Bay offense, which has struggled overall in their infancy with offensive numbers, he's been in the top 10 to top 5. So enough with the nonsense.
You got a point there.
Of course I got a point.
You got a point. You do have a point.
Thank you. Love when I get fired up, don't you? And there's nothing in the 7-Up. Okay, good.
Yeah, there is. Roger Shoe says, say Fat Mike 3 times.
Let's not. Because I know what's going to happen if we do. I love you, Fat Mike.
Ray Kennedy says, the moment Tyreek wouldn't restructure, he cut his days as the Kansas City Chief short.
Okay, well, no, it wasn't Tyreek that wouldn't restructure. Tyreek saw the market inflating. Your quarterback didn't restructure.
Tyreek did not have to take all that money. He could have made this team and consistently look. He went from a team that has a very favorable chance of making it, if not winning the Super Bowl, to a team that's just building. Big difference here. New head coach. Peter, you can spin it any way you want. Just because you have all that talent doesn't mean jack squat.
I agree with you on that.
Okay?
You have to have Tua get him the ball. And his
I
numbers
told you from before.
Right.
Name a team.
Right.
Anybody that's out there that's listening, name a team other than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that could buy players and just go to the Super Bowl, because it ain't going to be the Rams. They didn't buy anybody. Were you going to tell me that Matthew Stafford was a top 5 quarterback? Was he the GOAT? Nope.
No, he
so
wasn't
let's
a
leave
GOAT.
him. Let's leave him out of the equation.
Well, Von Miller and Odell Beckham, what they
Odell
wanted to call.
Beckham was a cancer coming from Oakland. I mean, coming from Cleveland.
Well, he had Baker Mayfield throwing him the ball. That's the reason why he didn't work out. I mean, he's a top wide receiver, was he not?
The guy's constantly injured. The point I'm trying to make is that most teams that buy teams and they buy all these players end up just being mediocre because
Tampa Bay disagreed with you, by the way.
With what?
Well, they bought Brady, they brought Gronk, they brought Fournette.
They did.
Okay, they won a Super Bowl, right?
I said other than Tampa Bay.
The Rams did it last year. Stafford.
Okay, never mind.
Von Miller.
You guys are just
come on, Jalen Ramsey, come on, let's go. No, the point is, you could say that Tyreek should have restructured his contract. You could also say your quarterback should restructure his contract. What is the point? What is the point of Patrick Mahomes making $500 million?
I don't know.
Why is he trying to make that much money?
Roger makes a good point. Pete, shut up and be quiet and let the Greeks speak.
Okay, well, here's the thing. It's called the Brady Blueprint. Brady's done it for so many years, being consistent, keeping a playoff contender with the New England Patriots, taking less money. See, that's the difference. That's the reason why Mahomes only has 1 Super Bowl, and most likely will only have 1 Super Bowl if he continues to get that amount of money. Aaron Rodgers only has 1 Super Bowl because he's taken the most money. Dak Prescott.
Aaron Rodgers has literally 0 chance of going to the Super Bowl in the rest of his career.
Why is that?
He just lost his best wide receiver.
And why is that?
Well, that's a really good question.
Let the truth set you free. The reason why is because he signed that big-time deal. He wanted to be the highest-paid quarterback in NFL history. That's the reason why. He's selfish. He hasn't followed the Brady blueprint.
Preach on, baby.
I will. Thank you.
Christopher Cole says, Fat Mike, Fat Mike, Fat Mike. I love you, Chris. Ray Kennedy says, stop, don't.
Stop, don't. Oh, my gosh.
Don't say Fat Mike 3 times.
Well, you know,
like
I think he's also saying stop, don't fall in love with his mind.
Alan Bratcher says correct. Alan, thank you. That it was correct. So they are going to target him to become a center. And by the way, you know who our other wide receiver is?
Who's the wide receiver?
That's right. Brian Pringle.
Oh, okay.
Byron Pringle.
Chips? He's getting his chips ready?
Will you shut up?
What?
Alan Bratcher says we'll be drafting a wide receiver early. You know, Alan, I don't
you're
know
right.
about that.
You may be. In the
Alan,
second round.
Everybody says that.
You got 2 second-round picks,
I got to
right?
be honest with you, Alan. You know why I don't think they're going to draft a wide receiver early in the draft? Unless one of the premier ones in the first round make it to them, I don't see them drafted. I see them going defense and or offensive lineman.
Well, certainly they like what they have depth-wise. That's the reason why they were allowing Khalil Mack to go and also the contract. But this wide receiving draft is pretty deep. You got a kid out of Penn State. You got a couple of kids out of Ohio State we talked about, Olave and Garrett Wilson. I mean, they have some wide receiving talent. I'm just saying, if you're expecting a Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson every year, I hate to tell you this, but not everybody is going to be like that. Yep. So you put more pressure on those quarterbacks to make them great. And everybody says, well, you get rid of Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams was made by Aaron Rodgers. Adams made Rodgers also. Let's not act like, and then Tyreek Hill also made Patrick Mahomes. So that's my point.
Okay. Roger Shoe says, peek it off of Arians D.
Okay. Well, I'm just putting it out there at this point. 2 coaches of the year, Super Bowl championship. His record is unbelievable, and he has no risk it, no biscuit. And I tell you right now, for a guy that supposedly forced out BA, okay, BA is still a part of the front office. And then on top of it, Tom Brady showed up to his press conference. So everybody with the conspiracy theories and all this other nonsense, he was there yesterday.
Okay, good.
Okay, so
you don't think that could be for show?
I mean, maybe it is, but maybe they both like each other.
You don't think that
maybe it's not hatred.
You don't think that the NBA or the MLB and or the NFL didn't learn from what happened with previous players like Michael Jordan?
I agree with you on that, but Bill Walsh and Joe Montana didn't necessarily like each other. Phil Simms and Bill Parcells had friction. Supposedly, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady had friction.
Hell, Peter, you and I are having friction.
You're making my point right there, my friend. We can get along. We can get it together. They got it together. What's the big freaking deal if they did have friction? Okay. Then.
Again, if you have a question or comment for the Greek or Pete live here on 1252 Sports with the over-under and on the Sports
Fired up, baby.
Dial 727-320-5866. That's 727-320-5866. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have a question or comment, go ahead and post it. But most of all, if you're new, you just tuned into the show, hit the like button. Go ahead and put this on your timeline on Facebook. Go ahead and share it on YouTube and Facebook. Put it over to a friend. Let people know, because that's how we grow organically.
Read that comment right there from Alan. Alan's
Pete,
seeing
get off of Arians D.
Okay, well, I got to read that one right
Alan
there.
Alan Bratcher says Mahomes didn't have to take that money either.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about.
I agree, Alan.
So why does everybody criticize Tyreek Hill? He's not Jerry Rice. That offense
Alan
he
also
is.
said here, this is what he needs, okay, Alan? 100% correct, Pete.
Thank you. I needed that pat on the back. Thank you very much. The next one will be a pat on my butt. I'll keep it.
Roger
clean.
Shoe says, Harry's the host. Know your role, Pete.
Roger, you're a troll. Shut up. Be quiet. Go back to the peanut section.
Roger Shoe says, Lil Pete Malacca Blake.
Jeez, I hate him. I really do hate him at this point. Ron giving us an update. We're watching the game here, Ron. It's
Ron. We actually know the score of the game.
Yes,
we're actually
we appreciate the update. He's out there right now.
For all the Tampa and Chicago fans in the NHL, Tampa is winning 4-2. Ooh, should be 5-2.
Should have been 5-2. Look like Hagel there, former Blackhawk, nearly scored on that. Oh,
whoa.
Here we go.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Guess what time it is? Welcome to the over-under.
This is a prepaid call from
Ryan.
an inmate at a Florida Department of Corrections institution. To accept this call, press 0. Your current balance is $45.
$45.
Wow.
This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Thanks for calling into live on the over-under. This segment is brought to you by, you ready, Pete? It's called Prison Break Hot Take. Hi, caller. Who we got on the line tonight?
Hey, this is RJ. How you doing?
Hey, RJ.
What's
How
up,
you doing?
RJ?
How you doing, RJ? What's on your mind, buddy?
Hey, all sorts of things. I mean, I guess we could start off with the Final Four. I mean,
Yeah, why not?
We
haven't talked about the Final Four at all. Who do you like so far, RJ?
I'm pulling for Duke. I think it would be awesome to see Coach K, walk out with a storybook ending.
I think all the stars have lined up for it, actually, RJ, to be honest.
It definitely seems like it. I mean, it's a movie in the making. If he can walk off with a championship, and then really, I would imagine they got to be billing the Duke UNC game as one of the greatest college basketball games maybe of all time. Hopefully, I mean, going into it, you got to think they played 256 times. They've never met each other in the tournament before.
Yeah,
It's amazing. That is amazing.
That's an amazing stat.
They have never played. It is such a rivalry, if you will, in the ACC. And you look at the different ends of the spectrum. You have Coach K, possibly his last game. You got Hubert Davis, former player for North Carolina in his first year, doing what he's did with that team, getting him to the Final Four. So intriguing matchup at this point.
Without question.
Definitely. And only becoming, I think Hubert Davis would be the second coach ever to
coach in the Final Four and play for a Final Four for the same school.
Wow.
Wow,
I
that's
think
unbelievable.
It was a coach for Kansas way back in the day that did it. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a great matchup. Armando Bacot and Paulo Banchero going at each other is gonna be really great to watch. We're not gonna get to watch it in here, unfortunately, being that it's on TBS. So
What?
I'll have to listen to it.
I would
What?
stage a Prison Break hot take for that one.
Easy now, easy. But you're right. So do you know TBS in there at all?
No, we don't. We only got basic cable, so we.
I thought TBS was a basic channel.
You would think so,
Oh,
but just a basic digital analog. So
Oh.
I mean, when the games are on CBS, we can see them, but yeah, we won't see it on TBS.
All right.
But I'll listen to it. I'll listen to it on Westwood One on the radio.
Now, RJ, it's really ironic because the Final Four is Villanova in Kansas, North Carolina, and Duke. And both games are identical point spreads, and Duke is favored by 4. Do you think they win by more by more than 4, or do you like North Carolina to cover the 4?
Every great game, what I read earlier this week, every great game that they've had has been within like 2 or 3 points, no matter who's won. Whether it's been in the ACC tournament or great regular season matchups, every historic game that they've had against each other has been 3 points or less.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it'll be really, really close. I think a lot of that game is going to come down to Jeremy Roach and Caleb Love at the guard positions and how well they play against each other. I think that's going to be a big factor in that game.
I got to be honest with you. I kind of like North Carolina in this game. And actually, that's one of the picks that I'm going to be giving out. Now, you don't have to agree with me. Just because I'm the host on the show, I can hang up on you anytime, but I'm only kidding. But seriously, I do like North Carolina on the money line on this game. I think it would be a storybook ending for Duke with Krzyzewski. But I got to be honest with you, man. North Carolina's just playing. They're just balling right now. You get them plus 160.
Great.
Absolutely.
They're playing great. And I mean, and definitely from a money perspective and a betting perspective, if you were gonna take a team, yeah, absolutely, I would say North Carolina too. North Carolina, has Ambition already been on tonight?
Nope. Michael has not come on yet, but you know when he does call, we're gonna go ahead and leave from you. But I'll tell you what, I'm gonna take a second here. I want to let the viewers and the listeners know that if you have a question or a comment for RJ, go ahead and post it live on the screen, and we will go ahead and read it out loud to you. Don't be bashful. RJ, we're going to do a little get to know you type of deal here, just so that the audience and we know who you are and everything else. You don't have to tell us why you're in there, but we would love to know how much time you have to go.
I've got 14 years and some change left, about 14 years and 5 months.
Wow.
On a 17-year sentence.
So you've been there for about 3 years.
Incarcerated fully, yes.
Yeah.
I've been in the Department of Corrections in prison. I've been in here since the end of July last year. I was in county jail in Duval County in Jacksonville.
Wow.
For 23 months.
Wow, I didn't know they can keep someone in county for that long. Hey, I have a question for you, RJ.
Yes.
Take us through a typical day from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. What do you do?
For me specifically,
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to breakfast and I come back and I read and go back to sleep until we have a count time around 10:15, 10:30 that clears at about 11. And
Wow.
then we go to lunch. And then when I come back from lunch, I'm usually trying to get my AP News downloaded onto my tablet so I can read up on sports, and then not just sports, but everything that's going on in the world, politically, nationally, internationally. And then I get USA Today in the mail as well. So
Wow.
I'll read those, catch up on that, and then after that, it's kind of just workout. I read a lot. I listen to a lot of ESPN radio in the morning and throughout the day. That's the only thing. I can only pick up FM on my radio for whatever reason in here during the daytime. I'll get AM stations at night. So late at night, I'll listen to more CBS Sports and Fox Sports a little bit more when I can get them to come in. But that's a lot of. I'm a sports fanatic, man. I was
Nice.
Well, you got a
extremely
platform to talk about sports anytime you want to call in. Hey, have a couple of questions for you, which is pretty good. Thank you for sharing that, by the way, with us. We're going to do some over-unders here real quick. The Buffalo Bills, their total win and losses, 11.5. Over or under?
Over.
See?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 11.5.
Under.
Okay. The Green Bay Packers, 11.5.
Actually, I got to take the Tampa one back. I'm forgetting how extremely weak their division is, so I'll take that back over.
Thank
sorry.
you.
What's the next one?
Green Bay Packers.
Smart
Even
man.
though it was a shocker to see Bruce Arians leave.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
Not leave, but retire.
We'll get to that in just a second. The Green Bay Packers, 11.5.
Under.
The Dallas Cowboys, 10.5.
Oh, definitely under. They've lost so much on that team that were a vital part of that team.
Okay.
It's a good point.
You look at you. Hey, I've never been really sold on Dallas. You look at them last year. They didn't win a game. Despite how good their records look, their records look great, right? They didn't win a game against a team that had a winning record since I think week 6 back in October. I think it was against the Patriots.
Yep, he's right.
So they didn't play well against great teams. They played in a weak division. I really think Philly has a chance to win that division.
You know, I actually said the same thing.
You did say the same thing.
I said the same thing. Now, I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you 3 straight teams. They're all identical wins and loss for total wins and losses. And you ready? They all come from the same division. The Broncos, the Chiefs, and the Chargers, their over and under is 10.5.
And it doesn't surprise me not one bit because all 3 of them and the Raiders, they're going to beat up on each other. I mean, that is now the best division in football.
By far, but who's the team that's going to go over 10.5? Because it's only going to be one of them.
I'm going to take the Chargers.
See? There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
And this segment was brought to you by Don't Drop the Soap.
Shut up. Be quiet. I'll go Will Smith on you.
I'd say that they're already going to have more continuity with one another. And then they brought 2 really great pieces and then bringing in J.C. Jackson and bringing in Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack can stay healthy. But the rest of that team, pretty much defensively and offensively, they're same system. They're going to have continuity together.
But Khalil Mack he's got a propensity of being hurt all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he can stay healthy.
Right.
He can stay healthy.
Over or under 8 games that Khalil Mack actually plays?
Over, definitely. And I'm telling you why. He's gonna be a comeback player of the year. Watch. You're gonna hate You're gonna hate it.
I can definitely go for that.
Yep.
I can definitely go for that. It's I mean, he's due for a year where he plays a lot more and has a breakout year. But as much as you want to say Denver, with a new head coach and Josh McDaniels, with a new head coach with Josh McDaniels and Russell having to come in there and learn a whole new system. As great as Russell Wilson is at quarterback, that's a brutal division.
Denver's got 0 chance of winning those kind of games this year. Let's circle back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers since you brought it up with Bruce Arians. Okay, RJ?
Yes, sir.
I've always been a firm believer. And again, you don't have to agree with me just because I'm the host in the show. It just helps you a little bit, though. I'm only kidding.
Well, I'm the co-host, so if you want to agree
co-host
with me, you can.
Okay. But anyway,
jerk.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. Okay? There was allegations and there was assumptions that Bruce Arians and Tom Brady had heat. Nothing uncommon. Okay? It's going to happen in a marriage, no matter where you're at. But he retired for 30-some days. That was a big facade. Okay? And I understand it was because he had heat with Bruce Arians. He really wanted to go to another team. Then he went to England, and then he went to go talk to the Glazers over there where they were playing, soccer. And, something happened from there. But they're saying it's premeditated, that Brady announced that he was going to be coming back as long as Bruce Arians was to retire. Do you think there's any truth to that? Or do you think this is just people just trying to make headlines?
I think that's a little bit of a stretch. In my opinion, I think more of what could be true is the fact that a big part of Brady retiring for 40 days was there was a push for him and Sean Payton to try to collude with one another to try to get to Miami together before Miami brought in Mike McDaniel.
Wow.
But here's the thing. That was going to be on the point of emphasis of him being an owner, not necessarily a player. Because everybody was assuming that he was going to be a quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. That's untrue. It was more than likely a minority owner, but a lot of people assumed that. So,
yeah, I thank you for telling me that. That lets me know some things. I get limited information in here, unfortunately. I can only
got you, buddy.
Stay as up to date as I possibly can.
And our Tampa Bay Buccaneers hot take was don't drop the soap for Mr. RJ.
I love that's hilarious. I love that. No, but I love Todd Bowles taking over head coach. I hated
I love Todd Bowles.
I hated the fact that Jacksonville couldn't get Byron Leftwich.
Why?
That drove me nuts.
Because you're obviously a Jacksonville Jaguar fan. What was intriguing you so much? And I'll let you answer this question, but I want you to hear my take on this. What was intriguing you so much about Byron Leftwich when this offense, if in fact he does call the same type of game plan that Bruce Arians has,
right,
where they just don't run the football? I mean,
I think that Byron is a person that would connect extremely well with the locker room and with the players.
Good point.
With the experience he's had in the NFL.
Great point.
And everything like that. And bringing that in with, obviously he's learned under Bruce Arians. I mean, Bruce Arians was pretty much handpicked him to be a coach going all the way back to when Bruce Arians was a quarterback coach in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Byron was still the backup there. He's always said, from what I've read, that Bruce Arians thought that Byron Leftwich would be a great coach in the league, and that was why he brought him into Arizona and all of that. I thought it would have been a great marriage. When Jacksonville got Urban out of there, I wanted Byron Leftwich or I wanted Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy didn't.
Eric Bieniemy would have been a really good head coach for you. But my question is this: why Byron Leftwich when he's not even the head coach of Tampa Bay, and they gave the reins right to Todd Bowles? And I'm going to answer that question for both of you.
Go ahead.
Because he's better.
Well, maybe Todd Bowles is more experienced at this juncture.
No, I don't think it's an experience
but
issue.
For me, I see his point, and I said the same thing. I thought Byron Leftwich was going to be the future head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
But he's not. Did that surprise you, though?
It did surprise me.
Okay.
I thought he was going to be the coach, but Leftwich, the system that he's ran with Tom Brady, even before Brady, one of the top offenses in the National Football League, also a quarterback. And what he just said, he can connect with the locker room because he has been on the field before. He has been a quarterback. He has been a top draft pick. So there's going to be a team out there that is going to get a pretty damn good coach in a Leftwich because he's going to become an even hotter commodity once this offense blows up this year. Watch and see.
I can see that happening. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that don't know what's going on, we're having a segment here called Prison Break Hot Takes. We're talking live with an inmate from the Florida DOC. His name is RJ. Loves sports, loves calling into the shows, and you know what? I don't mind giving him a platform to talk about it.
I love it. And he's smart.
I truly appreciate it. I'm extremely grateful, and it's an honor and a privilege to be able to call in and have the opportunity just to be able to talk sports with you guys for a few minutes.
Not a problem. And you know what? If that what makes your day better, I'll tell you what. God bless you, little brother. What else is on your mind? You want to talk a little baseball? You want to talk a little more football? You want to talk a little bit more about the Final Four? Give it to us.
I mean, we can touch on the other half of the Final Four with Kansas and Villanova.
Okay.
Just for a second.
I have no opinion in this game, so I really want to hear your hot take on that.
At the beginning of the tournament, and if you get to talk to Michael or Ambition at some point tonight or in the future, he'll tell you my low seed pick for the Final Four was North Carolina. My two teams that I was pulling for to win it all was either Duke or Villanova. And the other one that I had possibly being in the final was Texas Tech. So 3 out of 4 is not too bad. As far as the Villanova and Kansas matchup goes, I think Villanova took a really big loss with Justin Moore tearing his Achilles.
Yeah.
But I think they can overcome it.
So you like Villanova to cover the 4 and possibly win the game, or do you like Kansas?
Is Kansas favored by 4?
Yes, they are. I got some good comments on here. I'm going to have to read for you. You ready?
Hey, Troy.
Yeah.
All righty. This comes from a guy named Troy. He calls himself Troy Polamalu, Somaliland's Pittsburgh icon, #SC. Bucks are screwed because we hired Bowles, a proven mediocre head coach. Troy also says it also makes sense why Brady is looking for a trade behind our backs.
Not true. He's not looking for a trade behind your back. You're an
Troy
idiot.
says, call an inmate. We might get a hold of Roger's shoe. That's funny.
Wow.
Troy also says Leftwich with emojis of laughing hysterically.
Right.
Troy also says, free my homie RJ. Free my homie. Troy says, Troy also says, how do we send him cigarettes and ramen noodles? Oh, shut up, Troy.
Would you shut up, Troy, and be quiet?
No, but they do have capabilities of receiving commissary now.
I'd like to put him in prison.
Who, Troy?
Yeah. Some of his comments.
Yeah, his comments are pretty bad.
Yeah, they are pretty bad. He needs to go to prison.
But, even bad comments, I don't wish him to be in here. This isn't a place for anybody.
Nah, I kind of like to see him in there.
You wouldn't.
That's got to be funny. It kind of be funny, you know?
Would last 2 minutes.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. The city wouldn't talk so much
I
stuff
just
all
so
the
happen
time.
to know this particular institution that he's located in. It is not a nice place.
Well, neither is Troy. So they're perfect for each other.
Unreal.
That's what you get, Troy.
I do got to agree with him on one sense, though, and I was thinking about this when you were speaking about it. Is
What, free my homie RJ?
Mess with the bull, get the horns, my friend.
I've unfortunately for myself personally, I've moved past that mentally, just allow myself to do the time that I've got to do. But as far as Todd Bowles goes, he has been a mediocre head coach. He never did particularly well with the Jets. Of course, who does particularly well?
And there you go. I mean, 24-40 with the Jets. They're an absolute dumpster fire. So it's unfair to say, well, he's a mediocre coach. No, he had to coach the worst situation. And that's the reason why BA stepped out in the first place, because he wanted to leave his coach in waiting in Bowles in a better situation. Oh, geez.
Troy says, I was a witness. RJ is innocent.
Right. Yeah, sure he was. What are you in? Witness protection? That's why you won't use your real name there, Troy? You won't call up?
Oh, God.
Freak. What a freak.
Oh, Lord.
I love Troy, but he's a freak.
RJ.
I like Troy. I like Troy a lot. Troy's advocating for me. I ain't mad at him at all.
Troy's advocating for him.
Yeah. If he's your advocate, we're all in trouble, my friend.
Real trouble, bro.
Real trouble, my friend.
If he's your advocate, you're going to be doing 2 life prison sentences. What are you kidding?
I feel like Troy and the one that's in office right now have something in common. They can't necessarily put sentences together. Just saying. Ouch. Did I go political on you? Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
Don't do that, because I'll get canceled now. You can't have an opinion these days. Don't do it.
With all this identity.
You're not lying there. You definitely got to watch what you say.
Yeah, but
I identify as a great sports broadcaster. Is that okay?
So he wants to be identified as a great sports broadcaster. Yes. Now my identity is going to be. I want to be identified as the Greek.
You want to be loved.
I don't want to be loved.
No.
Get your hands off me. Do you understand we have a person around the phone and you're
Will
touching
you
me?
shut up and be quiet?
God, this segment's brought to you by Don't Drop the Soap.
Don't touch me again. Don't even talk to me.
Is there an adult in the room?
There is an adult. It's me.
Oh, my God.
You are not an adult.
RJ.
Yes, sir.
I promise you, when you get out, I'll let you come kick this guy's ass, okay?
I like RJ. Me and RJ agree more than RJ agrees with you. So what are you talking about?
I have no idea.
That's exactly right.
See?
There. You have no idea what you're talking about.
RJ, have yourself a really good
Troy.
night. Hopefully we'll
RJ, great stuff.
We'll get a chance to do this next week. But seriously, man, great stuff. You have any other questions or comments? Go ahead and let it loose now.
No other questions. Just appreciate you guys again for the platform and the opportunity. What you guys are doing is a godsend to people like me and Ambition that are having to unfortunately do a good amount of time for mistakes that we've made. Not everybody in here is bad people. A lot of people in here just made a bad mistake, and they're working every single day to change their lives. And for me personally, I gave myself over to God and Christ and allowed Him to take apart and truly change and renew who I am as a person. For the chance when I do get home and get back to my family, that I can make a huge difference in my community and with the people that love me. And again, I just thank you guys very much for the opportunity to call in. It's put a big smile on my face, and it makes me extremely happy to be able to do this.
Well, you know what? I've always said this. If I can put a smile on someone's face or someone tuned in, I don't care if it's 1 or 1 million, and someone enjoyed it, that means I did my job. And if it makes you happy and it does right by you, that's what's important. You have a spot.
Yes, sir.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be blessed, brother. You take care of yourself. And as I'll tell you again, just when you walk, just keep your head up.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a blessed night. Hopefully I talk to you again next week.
You too.
Sounds good.
And
Good stuff, RJ.
And RJ, till next week.
Yes, sir.
Don't drop that soap.
Please shut up and be quiet.
Have a good day,
Why do
RJ.
you keep on saying that?
You guys have a great night. Appreciate
See you
guys.
later.
You're trying to
Bye-bye.
get a sponsorship or something? We're trying to get
I wanna-
sponsorships with a soap company.
I want to get a sponsor from Dial.
Okay, Dial. What's the other one? What is it? Zest? It's still around?
How
Zest?
you getting to work, honey? Backstroke.
Backstroke. Final right now, Tampa Bay Lightning beat the Chicago Blackhawks 5-2.
I
And
said 6-2, didn't I?
well, you said 6-3.
Oh, 6-3. Who
Very
cares?
nice. Yeah, but it's 5-2 right now over the Chicago Blackhawks. And Leo Haggerty of Amp Up Sports is there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Leo Haggerty.
Can you do a Leo impression?
No.
I don't think he sounds like that.
No, neither do I.
Leo
Leo Haggerty is awesome.
Haggerty.
You ever get a chance, go ahead and tune in to Amped Up Sports. He's actually a
What I
pretty good
think.
character. He's just a great guy. He's just a
he is
great guy.
great. Love that guy.
Troy Polamalu says, "Where's Roger Shoe?"
He doesn't even spell his name right. SHOE.
Troy Polamalu says, "I was a witness. RJ is innocent."
Yeah, I'm sure you
That's
are.
a lot of fun. Wow, can you imagine this?
What's up?
We're taking inmate phone calls. Is it getting
And
that
he's
bad?
he's very intelligent,
Extremely
and
intelligent.
I think he was awesome with some.
Tell
of
us
his
what you
takes.
think out there. Seriously, tell us what you think. Are we doing the right thing? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Give us a call. 727-320-5866. That's 727-320-5866. I'm your host, Harry the Greek, alongside with Mr. Peter Blake, the Rolex reporter.
That's right. What
I do
time
have
is
to say
it? It's my time,
Yes,
and it's your time.
it is.
That's right. There you go. And it's your time to call up
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
interact.
All right.
I feel like we've been doing this show for
Harry,
years now.
Pig Dog video 2001. Thanks a lot. Haven't seen you in a while, brother. Harry, you think there's any value in taking UNC tomorrow with the points? No, I think if you're going to play UNC, take them on the money line. You're going to get plus 160. Seriously. I not only think that they're going to cover, I think they're going to win the game outright.
Yeah, I mean, look, they have 4 scorers that can, fill it up. 20 points each. So, and they're so tough to guard on the perimeter. It would be nice for Duke to win because it's a great story with Coach K going out in his last year with the national championship. But I think it's too tough. I don't know if they can do it. I kind of agree with you on this. I like UNC, but who knows?
Yep. Christopher Cole says it's a great thing to do. Thank you, Chris.
See,
That means
I love
everything is-
Christopher Cole, man.
Troy Polamalu says we love inmate calls. The only ones hating are the corrections officers.
Jesus.
And that is no joke, especially where they're at. That place is, oh Lord, some
Tough, huh?
that particular prison that young man's at.
We were talking about this off air, and we were talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock, of course, the Oscars incident. That alone, that idea of going to a prison because of assault, and I know maybe I'm making too big of a deal of it. I'm not saying
Watch your glass.
right. I'm not going to knock the glass over. Nobody's going to just swing my hands. I'll swing you right there. Nobody's going to be put in jail, but you just wonder, why would you act like that and resort to violence if there is an opportunity to end up in a place like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why even risk it at that point?
Well, people react, Peter.
Too much these days.
No, people react. Even back years ago. I mean,
did we? I think we're a different society now. I think we're
I think we're a little bit more on edge, especially what's going on in Ukraine right now. Never knowing the certainty of what's going to happen. Is there going to be someone going to start pushing buttons from here to there? I mean, people are starting to go crazy. Gasoline's over $4 a gallon. A gallon of milk by the end of the year, don't be surprised, is $8 or $9 a gallon.
It's crazy.
A carton of eggs is going to
Nuts.
cost you $7 or $8. I'm not trying to get political here, but people's fuses are short. So that's not an excuse that I'm going to give Will Smith, because I don't think he could give two shits, pardon my expression, that if gas was $8 or $10 a gallon, because he can afford it.
Mm-hmm.
I just think people react, and I think something's really troubling him
Oh, yeah.
mentally.
Well, what it is, it's his wife.
Right. Especially what's going on. And you know what?
I mean,
don't
the
know
stuff
how
that
I would
she
deal with
she
that, man.
and look, I get it. You're under the impression to
I still didn't
protect
even,
her.
to this day, I still didn't even catch the pun of the joke.
Well, he called her
Chris Rock-
G.I. Jane too because of her haircut, and then she has alopecia, which she's losing her She's losing her hair, so she had a problem with it. You could see Will laughed at the joke.
People have to be more thick-skinned like my wife. Seriously.
Well, that's the thing, though. But that's what, and I don't think that's necessarily because of what you said with the Ukraine. It could be, but I think it's more social media now.
Yeah, but I was using that as
Social
an excuse
media
for the average person.
But I think social media has made us unsociable, if you will. So unsociable that we can't take jokes anymore. We can't say something.
You're correct. And, and it's funny because I caught myself being just like the average Joe when they go out. I've gone out with my wife. And for instance, we're at a pizza place a couple of nights ago and we're eating. And the next thing I know, I'm on my phone in front of me and she's on her phone in front of her. And we're just scrolling through. And there might have been 15 minutes we didn't say one word to each other.
It's amazing, isn't it? We don't go anywhere without our cell phone anymore.
No, a couple of days ago when I was getting my new Samsung 22, whatever this thing is,
very nice
Ultra. Well,
does that have the pen too with it?
I had to leave it. I had to leave it to the over at the place when they were transferring all the data and everything else on there.
Mm-hmm.
And
she ordered Chinese too.
I know. I just seen the text message come in, and I got to be honest with you. The phone wasn't in my possession for over 5 hours. After about hour number 2, I'm like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? After hour number 3, I started shaking like a whore in church.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding you.
Sure.
Okay. It was like, what's going on? We almost had an absolute disaster here. The cats are fighting.
The cats are fighting. They're fighting. Yeah, the cats are fighting each other. They went all Will Smith and Chris Rock there for a moment.
Yeah, they did, man. It was like my camera just almost went...
That was scary.
Yeah, it was.
Can't lose that
Please
camera.
Don't do that. That's $1,000. That's more.
Good comments here. But you're right. You're exactly right. It's made us unsociable, and it's also made us not want to leave our cell phone. But I think there's sometimes where we have to put things in perspective. It was just a joke.
Yep. Troy Polamalu says the local sheriffs do not like this segment. Who cares?
Right.
I'm going to give anybody and everybody who wants to talk sports. I don't care if you're 12 years old or 120 years old. I don't care if you're in Hong Kong. I don't care what race, creed, religion you are, and I don't care if you're in prison or not. You got something to add to this show, you're more than welcome to call in. See, I'm kind of getting desperate because we're not getting enough phone calls. I'm only kidding.
Yeah, well, we get
talking about phone calls. Call 727-320-5866. It's 727-320-5866. Welcome to the Over Under again. I'm your host, Harry the Greek, alongside with the Rolex reporter, Mr. Peter Blake.
Yes, sir.
Back to the comments. Pig Dog. Peter, what do you make of the rumor that Brady may go to Miami in 23? Do you think he'll play for another team besides the Bucs before he retires? Can I answer this real quick before you go?
You can.
Yes. To you?
Yes.
I don't think if he plays next year, I think it's a waste of money. I think it's a waste of talent. The man needs to retire. Should be his last year. Put it all out there. Go for it. Do it. You can't play to your 50 years old at a quarterback position. I'm sorry. You just can't do it.
Yes,
Peter,
you can. If he's playing at a high level like he was last year with 43 touchdowns and 12 interceptions, you could play as long as you want to. And this whole, idea, Brady wants to play for the San Francisco 49ers because this is his dream team. Oh, yeah, the dream team that turned him down and went with Jimmy Garoppolo. How did that necessarily work out? Not very well, I tell you that right now. Why would you want to play for anybody else besides the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? You have Godwin, you have Evans. You have a coaching staff. You have an organization that has rolled out the red carpet at every turn. They will do anything and everything to win, which is what Tom Brady wants to do. Why would you leave the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at this point? I don't think you would. And then on top of it, if he wants to be an owner, why would you want to own the Miami Dolphins? That is a garbage organization. Ross, the owner, needs to be removed tomorrow for some of the things that have been alleged. And if he's guilty of it, which I think he is, why would you want to join that? To me, if the Glazers want to do anything and Brady's ready to retire, Give him part ownership of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But no, I do not see him leaving the Bucs and playing for somebody else.
Okay.
Why would you want to?
No, you wouldn't. I got the comment of the night, and it came from Mr. Christopher Cole. You
Yes,
ready?
sir. Let's see it.
Snowflake world. Amen, brother.
Pretty much.
God.
Pretty
that
much.
Is the comment of the night.
Yep.
Troy, Chris Rock is what happens when you disrespect the South Side of Chicago. You know, you're kind of correct with that, sir. But you know what it is? It's Jesse Smollett. That's what happens to you when you disrespect the South Side of Chicago.
Oh, you mean you faked the attack? Somebody attacked you?
Yeah.
And then you don't go to jail for it?
No, he went to jail.
Oh, he did? For how many days?
No, he got time, from what I understand.
Did he?
He got time.
I thought he got off.
You're not supposed to do that. And you know what? Whatever time they gave him wasn't enough. You don't do that.
Right. What the story he caused?
And it's not an allegation because it was proven.
Right.
I always use the word allegedly.
And he used
until the judge does this.
Right. He used a hate crime and it caused a social media stir.
Without question.
Guy should have been thrown in jail.
Should have been.
But he's, celebrity. That's what celebrities do.
Let's talk a little Major League Baseball.
Let's do that.
How about some White Sox? Garrett Crochet, their stud lefty.
Uh-huh.
You know, the flamethrower?
Sure.
Don't know what's going on with him, but it looks like a serious injury when he's played against the Reds. That's actually pretty bad.
Well, it is bad, and that's the problem with, not necessarily having spring training on time. You don't know what these kids have done in that time off. And then on top of it, what you have to really do with these pitchers is you have to build them up. You have to build that stamina up, if you will. And if you don't, you got to be careful with it because you do have these type of arm injuries. Could be a critical loss for the White Sox for the year if it's a long-term thing.
I got a funny feeling it might be, but who's on the back end of this rotation? Do they bring back a Ronaldo Lopez, who, by the way, I think has some of the filthiest stuff on this ball club?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there were games where he'd strike out 10 to 15 players and then give up 8 or 10 runs in the next game.
One of the friends of the show, Mike
that.
Hughes. I don't want to cut you off, but Mike Hughes, he kind of feels like I feel about the Rays with spending money. Do you think that Jerry Reinsdorf is going to go out there and try to spend money for this team?
He has to. He knows this. He's got a window of about 5 years with this ball club, and the time to win is right now.
So then why not add talent? Why not add talent?
I have a feeling that he will.
You hope he did.
But hold on. This team is built to win right now.
That's the time you have to add talent with money.
Hold on.
I know.
You can also add it. Let's see where this team is in another month and a half.
Fair enough.
Okay. And then add the talent from there.
Okay.
You're built to win. Do it now.
Sure.
Okay. And that's exactly what's going to happen.
Okay.
I love the move with getting rid of Kimbrel.
Okay.
Okay. I don't like the move that they haven't found themselves another frontline starter. They needed to go out there and get it. Okay.
Plenty of starters out there.
There were plenty of starters that are out there.
They just didn't want to pay. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Of course, other teams around, Jacob deGrom looks like he's going to miss some significant time for the New York Mets, which is a huge blow for that rotation because not only do you have deGrom, but also Scherzer.
Jacob deGrom's done for the year. I think he's done for the year. He's hurt.
I heard he's going to miss some significant time.
Troy Polamalu says, is that a Miles Morales shirt?
It is. It is a Miles Morales Spider-Man shirt. I did watch it. I thought it was a great movie. I wasn't sure about what it was going to be. It was good.
Christopher Cole says Jacob deGrom is going to miss a lot of time this year. Let me tell you something. When Max Scherzer going to this team, I was talking to Fat Mike about this earlier today. Let me tell you something. That guy knows more about baseball than most people are going to forget.
Sure.
I'm sorry. He'll forget more about baseball than most people are going to learn.
Agree. I've talked to him before.
He said, quote unquote, that is a scary team on the lineup. Not the lineup for the starting rotation. They got no sticks. And you still have to hit.
Right. And deGrom wins usually the majority of their games. They're the Mets, man. I don't expect anything out of them. They're New York Mets. I don't know what's worse right now, the offseason of the Mets with deGrom or the Yankees, what they've done.
Oh,
so
I can't stop smiling when I
gotta love it, right? All that money spent. And that's what upsets me with talking about the Rays. I always go into this. If you spend at least $100 million with the talent that you have in this organization, you may already have a World Series or you might have a World Series this year if you make a move. And they really haven't made that big move yet. Shocker. Just a complete shocker.
No.
But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. They play in the AL East, and I just love how fans will say, well, at least we kind of got there. We got a low payroll. What we've done is crazy. Haven't won a World Series. Win a World Series first.
They would have spent a little bit of money here in Tampa. They
Yep.
would have won 2 in a row.
Yep.
That's just my personal
Somebody
opinion.
wrote in here. Who is this?
That's Gabby.
Wow. Okay.
All righty. Give me a call for garage door repairs and installations.
Give you a call. All right.
Gabby says, made it late, but I'm here. Gabby, you missed the best part of the show. You missed Prison Break.
Prison Break.
Prison Break.
Hot takes. We got another one coming?
Yeah. Oh, we're supposed to, but you know.
Well, maybe they don't call in.
Hey, look, man, they just can't get off the couch and just go pick up a phone. There's
right. They're not
generally a
watching
line.
us. We wish they were watching us.
Well,
Because maybe they share
let's
the
just
show
put it this way.
with their other inmates.
They're not watching us.
Well, it'd be nice if they could, right? Because they would share
Allegedly,
the
they're not.
show. Oh, okay. Well, never know, right?
Gabby says, still at the. Oops.
Well,
Yeah.
She's having a great night.
Yes, she is.
What I want to know is, do you have to still wear a mask if you go on an airplane now? Are we over that now?
I don't know, but I will tell you this much. I'm going to give a shout out to Gabby. If anybody wants a really good ride from the airport home, airport rides anytime, Gabby herself. She's an extraordinary driver, a professional driver. She personally takes the Greek to the airport whenever he wants to go.
Nice.
And very reliable. Troy Polamalu
Hey, Gabby.
says, call female inmates. They need love too.
Oh, Troy, you had to go there, didn't you? Although, Troy must be on that site on Facebook that has 20,000 or 100,000 followers. Female inmates that need pen pals. Troy is on that probably.
Troy wishes he could be.
No, Troy is
wants to
on
be
that
the
'cause he's so-
conjugal visits.
Oh, he definitely does.
Oh, boy.
I told you he should be in prison right now.
He should.
Put him in prison.
He should.
Put him.
Peter, I think it's time to wind this down.
I think it is too.
know,
I'm pretty
I
much
just-
done. I'm out. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to see these games this weekend. Tampa Bay Lightning are victorious. We got baseball next week starting up, baby. You got the draft in a couple of weeks. Who's writing in? Who's that? Hold on. There's a comment
We
there.
do have a comment. Troy says, give me that number, Petros.
All right, and let's go to her.
Gabby says, thanks, babes.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks to you. She called me
Gabby?
babes.
Gabby, meet Peter. Peter, meet Gabby. Peter single, Gabby single.
Well, all right. There you go. That wasn't awkward.
No, it wasn't awkward at all.
That's good job. Good job, wingman. By the way, Top Gun 2 is coming out. Did you see the trailer? It's been out there for the last year and a half.
How can I not see the trailer? Pete, it's on every other commercial.
Well, I'm telling you, but they've had this trailer out for like a year and a half. I mean, when's the movie going to drop? But by the time it drops, Tom Cruise will be old and gray. I mean, I'm waiting for. Are you waiting for this movie? Do you want to see this movie?
Yes, Peter.
All right. Why do you want to see the movie?
Because it's Tom Cruise.
Well, you love Tom Cruise, don't you?
Absolutely.
All the Scientology that follows.
Hang on. Let me put the glasses on. Sometimes in life, you just have to say it.
Okay. There you go. Good stuff. We got more comments coming here.
There's 4 of them.
Wow. Look at that.
Christopher Cole says, I had a few women in prison.
Wow. All right, Christopher
That's
Cole.
my
Good
boy
stuff.
right
There
there.
you go. Pen pals on female inmate pen pals. That's the next one we go
And
with.
Gabby says, hi, Peter. LOL.
Hi.
Troy, drop the link, Peter. You mean drop the soap?
No, he says drop him the link. If he wants to come in, let's see who he is.
Oh, absolutely.
Who are you,
actually-
buddy?
No, it's not. Just be nice.
No, he wants to come in.
Okay.
He said drop the link. Drop the
Listen.
link.
If he comes on and you're rude to him, I'm going to smack you live on air.
Oh yeah, you're gonna smack me live on air.
Live on air.
I'm gonna show
I
you
will
what Chris
pimp-
Rock should
I
have
will
did.
pimp slap
If you go Will Smith on me, I will
slap
show you what
like
Chris Rock
Will
should have
Smith
did.
you.
I am not taking a slap by you, buddy.
Ben Cornett says, and anyway, I did post a link. It's right there.
Bad
You
Boys
can
for
either come
life.
through Facebook. You can come through YouTube. I don't know if you can come through the Twitter link, but no, you have all.
No, there's
the
no
avenues. Troy, seriously, come on, buddy.
Yeah,
We'd
we're
love to
on
hear it.
Twitter, but you can't get any comments, which is so stupid.
Ben Cornett says, I'm late, but better late than never. Tickle Peter time.
Well, here comes the cat here.
Oh, my God.
Hello, kitty.
Hello, Bandit. Come here, buddy.
Oh, bandits. Oh,
That's
here.
the angry producer.
Hello, my
The
friend.
real angry producer.
You want to talk? All right, let's talk. My co-host right here, my new co-host.
Yes, he is.
Screw you.
He's like, here.
There you go. Kitty.
Gabby says, Tom Cruise is a cyborg. He'll never be old and gray. Ben Cornett says, I beg you, Harry, please pimp slap the beard off the guy to your right.
Ben, you would be the guy that would say that, but I love
There
No,
you go.
don't do
There
that.
you
Don't
Peter's excited.
don't do that. Don't do that to your cat. That's not right.
I wasn't
No
doing
cats were
anything.
harmed in this making of this show.
Anybody, ladies and gentlemen, this is Bandit.
Hey, Ben.
Bandit is a beautiful, beautiful kitty. We call him Blackfoot because that's the actual breed that he is. Look it up. Blackfeet. Seriously, Google a Blackfoot cat. They are the most vicious and best predators of all the cats. I don't know if people knew that or not, but he's the most lovable thing.
We might have Leo here. Leo Haggerty live from Amalie Arena. I want to send him the link.
No, we're going to get off.
You want to get off?
Yeah, I think we're going to be done.
You sure? Because
Yeah.
he's live from Amalie.
Yeah, but he's going to talk about the Lightning and how they beat up the
What's
poor
wrong? What's wrong
Blackhawks.
with that?
Yeah, because we're on a Chicago platform.
Okay, but I'm sure. Look at that. You got 11 people watching right now.
Oh boy!
It just
oh, boy,
ballooned
oh, boy.
up. You know why? Because I said Leo Haggerty, Leo Haggerty, Leo Haggerty, Leo Haggerty.
You want me to say Fat Mike 3 times?
Oh, hold on. I'm getting a call right now. So we have to switch this over. You have to switch it over. Go ahead, switch it over. Leo Haggerty here. Leo, you're.
Hang on.
Yeah, go ahead. Leo.
What's up?
You're live on the Over Under. We were going to send you a link, buddy, but we're live right now. We did Jailbreak.
We did Prison Break hot takes. You can't say that correctly, can you?
No, I can't.
We actually spent 20 minutes with a young man by the name of RJ. It was really, really enlightening, man. I'll tell you what, he really knew his stuff about sports. Leo, we know you're a credentialed media member of the Tampa Bay Lightning, and ironically, they were playing the Chicago Blackhawks, which were part of 1252 Sports Chicago. Tell us what happened. I mean, how did the Chicago Blackhawks even score 2 goals on this team?
You know what? I'll tell you. The Lightning came out in fuego. And for our non-Spanish speaking listeners, they were on fire. And it's that first line now of Point, Stamkos, and Kucherov. They are just clicking. Lightning go up early 2-0, but hey, give Chicago credit. They came back. They got 2 goals first period. It's 2-2, and it's a hockey game.
Yeah,
So-
and then they got shut down.
Well, yeah. This is a really good team in Tampa Bay, and they are starting to defend. I mean, think about it now. Carolina, they give up 19 shots. Tonight, they give up 24. You're not going to score a lot of goals on 88 if you're only getting 19, 24 shots.
No.
It's a good point.
You're not.
It's a very good point. And we saw in that first period, he was a little bit susceptible. That would be Vasilevsky when you screen him up, a couple 5-hole goals there. But besides that, once again, if you're not getting the shots, I think not only the first line, but also the third line, namely a former Chicago Blackhawk, scores tonight an empty netter. That would be Mr. Brandon Hagel. What'd you see out of him tonight?
I'll tell you what, the 2 new guys, Hagel and Hall, really played well. The pass by Hall on the second goal by Ross Colton was phenomenal. He goes between his legs, goes across, and all Colton has to do is direct the puck into the net because the goalie has to honor a Hall on that other side. So they're playing well. They're starting to assimilate. There's our SAT word.
Very nice.
Into what's happening with the team. So they're just going to get better.
Leo, I have a question for you for the Chicago viewers out there. What impressed you about the Chicago Blackhawks tonight other than the fact that they lost 5-2?
There was no quit. I mean, they got down 2-0, and they could have just buried it and gone home and, take their paycheck, but they didn't. They came back. They got it to 2-2. The problem was too much Tampa Bay. It's just too many line change after line change, and they don't drop off from first to second line and drop off just a little to the third.
Yeah, that is true.
Good point. Good
Leo,
point.
appreciate you calling in, buddy. You got anything else?
Nope, just that South Carolina wins
Yeah.
the opener, and it's a dog fight. That's probably a bad word for a women's basketball game with Stanford and Connecticut. So that'll be fun to watch when I get home.
Yeah, that will be. Hey, I have a quick question for you because it's a gambling show. You got 2 games tomorrow. You got Villanova against Kansas State, and you have North Carolina against Duke. Both teams are exactly 4-point favorites, Duke and Kansas State. Do you see an upset anywhere?
I don't see an upset on Duke because Would you want to be one of the 3 officials that put out Coach K on a loss?
Ooh,
You know, you
good
would talk
point.
about all the conspiracy theories you want, but every close call is going to go to Duke. Now, I'm hoping Villanova wins only because, you know, there's a Kansas team that has 5 level 1 violations for 2 years, and the NCAA hasn't done anything.
I didn't know that, Leo.
Oh yeah, they've had 5 level 1 violations since 2020, and they've just been delaying it. It just goes to show you with the NCAA, all they care about is you make money for them. They'll look the other way on a lot of things.
Yeah, it's like the NFL.
Exactly right. It's all about the Benjamins, gentlemen.
It's all
you know
about
that
the
as well
Benjamins.
as
He
I
went all
do.
bad boy on us. He went all P. Diddy. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. You got to love it. Leo Haggerty right there, the legend.
Yep, the legend, Mr. Leo Haggerty with Amped Up Sports. Leo, thank you so much for calling into the Over-Under. We're going to have you as a guest maybe next week. You take care of yourself, brother.
Anytime, guys, and have a great show.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
There you
Leo
go.
Haggerty.
Good stuff.
What a
Live
great guy.
there from Amalie Arena.
Yes, he was.
With the Chicago Blackhawks falling tonight. But like he said, you know, some good things to look forward to, even though being one of the worst teams in the
They
league
stink.
right now, they're very young.
Troy Polamalu says, I have another great idea. Call some strippers for stripper confessions.
Great.
Troy Polamalu says, if the Bucks lose the first game, Pete will have to shave his beard. I want to keep repeating that. Christopher Cole says, great stuff, guys. I appreciate it, Chris.
I'll do it. If they lose a playoff game next year, I will shave my beard. But if they win the Super Bowl, Troy, you cretin, you will come on the show every time I want you to come on my show. Every show after this. How about that? That doesn't mean text in. That means video in or call in. How about that?
I want to say thank you to all the callers from RJ and Stan. You know, my boy Stan, we call him the Big Store.
Stan the man.
Stan the man, we call him the Big Store. There's a reason for it.
Big Store.
And of course, Mr. Leo Haggerty calling in, to all the people that left comments. Alan Bratcher, you know, my boy from Troy. You know, I do like you, Troy. Peter might not like you. Roger Shue.
I like him.
Ben Cornett, Ray Kennedy. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And don't you think I forgot Miss Gabby? Y'all have a great evening. Thank you so much. We'll see you next Friday on the Over-Under at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central on Friday nights. I'm your host, Harry the Greek. Thanks for tuning in with my co-host, Mr. The Rolex Reporter. Have a good night, everybody.